Pow. Okay, hello. It's Bobby again and Hutch.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing once again Suzerain. Today is, well, it's already past that, but it was Christmas for the Orthodox. Um, and,
Also, it was Jan 6 for the Patriots.
well, yeah, I went to the liturgy today, to the Orthodox Church, local one. It's very good. Brought some gifts for the batyushka, for the father, and yeah, it was great. Everyone came, pretty much like every Russian there came over. And then yeah, I've had like kind of a strange thing. So a couple of I guess weeks ago, I got to know this dude from like the gaming cafe. He's Russian, um,
hmm
and he came over. He was like, "Oh man, like I've been kicked out of my house or whatever." And so since I've got nothing to do, nothing better to do, so I was like, "Oh yeah, you can like stay for like 2 weeks because before my parents come over." He was like, "Okay, well I'm trying to get back to my construction job, and like I don't know if the boss is gonna get me back because I went AWOL, kind of. I stayed for longer than I should have, and I didn't call him back. And I was like, oh man, I gotta surf because I got a medieval surf. So he's gonna do a bunch of jobs around the countryside for me, and he's like, sure, I'll help you do everything. And then today he just calls his boss, and his boss is like, "Oh man, you should have told me that. I don't like how you behaved. But like, okay, well tomorrow you're going to be flying out to Greece." I was like,
Oh
"No,
shit.
no." Well, but yeah, he's very interesting. He's like, mm, he's not dumb at all. He's very smart, but he's not like I guess even book smart or even street smart. He's very cordial, very like he swears like a sailor, but he's always like thank you, please, whatever to like everyone around him. He's built like a Gurkha, like a like the one for the Everest. He's kind of small. He's like half my size, but he's
Oh,
very
okay.
very wiry, tireless, absolutely tireless, incredible endurance. Fucking lugs around his backpack with all of his things. Uh, like he drove me around. He's kind of like dangerous when driving, but so he like I was like, well, yeah, if you want to drive, okay, we get in my car and you drive. And he drove. All that stuff. He can do a bunch of things. Like you just tell him to do stuff, and then he does it. And he's got like he was adopted by the Italian parents. But he looks a little bit Asiatic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a musketeer invader, like an NPC from Mountain Blade. I don't know. It's really weird, like beady eyes, but he's cool. And I guess that's like he's very successful with women despite his size. And yeah, he doesn't really eat at all. Like he can eat like half a bag of chips and then just like put it away, or like he'll eat like a hamburger and leave a quarter and then like just throw it or something. Yeah, doesn't finish his plate. So yeah, very very strange. But yeah, he's like he didn't know what Master and Margarita was, and he like he doesn't read books, but he's smart when you like tell him, oh, you do this, then he does it like very perfectly. He doesn't like do stupid errors or it was like this physical type of behavior, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Sounds like a good new friend.
yeah,
And yeah.
we need to do like a bunch of stuff out. So next time he's free, he'll come over. But yeah, so we're going to continue Chudplay. So yeah, I've been all day. We've been walking around. It's done a ton of stuff. Then we cooked at home, and so now I've driven back to the city to, like, I mean, luckily it's 15 minutes to do the Chudplay with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
we're gonna be doing this because I think it's worth it. I think it's really worth it. So let's go ahead. Let's continue. Last time, what happened last time? Do you remember?
Oh, you go first. Jog my memory.
Let's see. We had a bunch of people tell us what's happening around the country. We've talked to the little duke guy who doesn't want to be a duke, who like leads the commies. We talked to a bunch of people. Durl Chad here said that he was a potty prince. He's not interested in like weird stuff. And then we like skipped a bunch of things because we already knew them. We didn't take any like difficult decisions. We just said, oh, we're gonna be doing this, or maybe not. We're interested in this, and we get told about the gold, right? That it belongs to this guy, more or less. And so we're continuing with this. So, in fact, we got consecration of the king. We got the reports. So I'll read them. Plavo, or Plavo. I guess we'll say Plavo. Plavo Arch Sanctuary deemed safe for ceremony. Despite the recent structural damage to the Arch Sanctuary of Plavo, inspectors have certified that the traditional consecration of the king ceremony may safely be conducted there. However, an extensive restoration is recommended before this important place of worship and the final resting place of the Ruhichist disciple Calus the Devout can be opened to the public. Festivities underway for consecration of the king. Jubilant street festivals adorned with colorful banners and lively music engulf the city. Religious processions featuring revered artifacts and clergy weave through enthusiastic crowds, heightening the anticipation for King Romeo's impending consecration. Wonderful. Now we're going to consecrate it. Consecration of the king. So,
My motorcade traveled for over an hour before the arch sanctuary of Plavo appeared on the horizon, its golden dome radiating under the sunrise. It was a view I'd seen countless times, but it never failed to inspire awe. Titus, who was sitting next to the driver, turned to me.
it's you. You're Titus.
Oh, thank you. We shall be arriving shortly, Your Majesty. Good. Been looking forward to this for quite some time. I was here for the consecration of the king, the centuries-old ecclesiastical ceremony symbolizing a monarch's appointment as God's highest representative on earth.
Speaking of monarchs, do you think like America's going to have a monarch at some point?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not in the next, 40 years, but...
So you don't think that like, well, what if they, because America actually had like the Emperor of America.
I mean, do you mean like an executive, like a total executive, or do you mean actually like...
No, like a proper king.
Formerly, like in form, yeah, I can see that, Bruce.
Because...
Sure, but the actual like monarch form, I don't know.
Well, there was a guy,
Most things go sideways.
I don't know if you remember. There was a guy back in the, I think, 19th century, yeah, or maybe even before, in one of the cities, and he said that he was the king. He was the emperor of America, and he actually he was like sort of homeless. People offered him places to stay. I don't know if you know about this. Have you heard about it?
No.
He issued proclamations. He was like walking around looking at things that were happening in the city. And he even issued bills at some point that some places actually honored. Like money, basically. Like some places printed. Yeah, the journals would publish his proclamations. And then when he died, like something like tens of thousands of people showed up, basically. At some point, the police arrested him Like the new police chief arrested him, and like a mob showed up. People would like write to the journals. The journals would write like rebuttals, and the police had to let him go, and he forgave the police. He issued a pardon. Yeah, this was a thing. But like obviously the Orthodox Church, the Russian Orthodox Church, is a little bit like the Anglican Church, as in the head of the church is supposed to be the Tsar, but there is no Tsar, so it's been headless for quite a while. And they kind of like, oh yeah, Putin is like the Tsar, but not really, because he well, first of all, he doesn't want to be the Tsar. And second of all, he doesn't have any descendants besides the one daughter that he has, and she doesn't even live in Russia. So yes.
She's like an international student.
Yeah, she's. I think she's in France. I'm not sure. But yeah, after like Putin is no more, there's going to be a massive power like dispute in Russia. I don't know who's gonna come out on top. No idea. It's gonna be ugly.
He's not that old though, is he? He's only about like.
He's like 70. Like.
He was
I mean, there are some videos where he doesn't really look good. Like there are some. Sometimes he has problem with words. It's like Biden tier, but not always. But he's sort of a recluse. Like there was. During COVID, he had this long table where he would place people. It was very, very shaky. There were rumors about him having cancer. And there was some like videos where he was not looking good, but it does seem to be okay now. But still, 70. I mean, he can only rule like 10, maybe 15 years more. And so we'll see.
That'll be really interesting. See what happens.
So yeah, so better known as the divine right of kings. Let's go ahead.
Unlike my coronation, this was a private event shrouded in secrecy. Only a select few, such as Grand Wiseman and religious counselor Sal Ignatius, were privy to what the ceremony entailed. Not even my father, despite my asking, would disclose what occurred. He'd simply say, what took place was between me and God. Given his ambivalence towards me, his reply should have come as no surprise. But aside from the pomp and circumstance of the consecration of the king, this meeting was my chance to catch up on Rizia's current state of religious affairs. Before long, my car pulled up in front of the towering colonnades situated on either side of the entrance. Security guards held back a crowd of onlookers gathered along either side of the stairway leading up to the arch sanctuary, where the Grand Wiseman stood.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, everything's cool. Okay, so...
Look at the old geezer.
Yeah, it's the Pope. Look at that. Vicerer, the Ruheshist High Priest. He's the nephew of the previous Vicerer. The Grand Wiseman. It's kind of cool.
Should we just mog him, or should we be...
Mog him? Look at the old geezer. I don't know, we don't even know how old he is,
I know, it's pretty weird, huh?
He doesn't look that old. He looks like maybe 60, at most 70.
We have the same haircut as well, so...
Oh no. Oh no, he comes up to us. You haven't been following Repeat's protocols, have you? You made my mistakes. And then Titus just looks down from his, he's this giant. He's like 4 meters tall. And he's like a clown in the car. He like teleports inside of it, and he becomes smaller magically. And he like teleports outside of the car, or he starts to open the door, and suddenly he like morphs, like boom, he's suddenly 5 meters tall. He's like closing the door with his finger, and then you're looking at the priest, and then you look at Titus, and he just points at his hairline. He's like, he kind of mouths like, I've been following the Repeat's protocols. I've been eating coconut oil and taking my hormones.
Is that how you feel getting out of that little
kind of, yeah. Yeah, like the guy was driving. my little Gurkha man, and then he got out. I got it. I couldn't even get it because the seat was pulled up so close to the pedals.
Sure.
Sorry.
All right. Let's just say.
So here we go. Yeah.
Here we go. Good luck, sir. Divu Saito. Divu Saito was Ruhesist for May God be with you.
What the hell? That's so weird. He's like, what? When you mean religious? You're getting crowned as the head of the church, buddy.
Yeah, right. And with you as well. Ty just quickly exited the vehicle and pointed to his hairline. I stepped out and onto the pavement. I was immediately greeted by the roar of a crowd that had come to witness my arrival.
Yeah, every time you look at Titus, he just points at his hairline, and no one else sees it. Only you do.
While most shouted my praises, there was a small group of demonstrators protesting against the ceremony. One was waving a sign that read, "Golkondism is not blasphemy. These people look like they could give you trouble. Should I have them removed?" What position have we been pushing on this throughout the game?
I think we're gonna integrate them. We're gonna just say like Golkondism is no different from this, and that we're just gonna take out all their power. Like we're
Step over.
Yeah, we're gonna step over, really. Yeah, like 4. It's just like, who cares? Because like, because we're the head, right? Like, oh no, they're gonna like say Golkondism or whatever. We're just going to say, well, okay, like you can continue protesting, but I don't know even if like banning or not banning, which is probably, because there is a difference, right? You can obviously ban a religion, and that works, or you can ban a heresy or something like, I don't know, Mormonism. Right? Mormonism didn't grow like as massively, I think, until the 20th century, pretty much, with the state of Utah. I mean, they were this close to getting president. The Mormons. Who was the Mormon president? Who was supposed to be the Mormon president?
Romney.
Romney, yeah. He came close. And
Really did.
But I think that in a way, like, they kind of won, even if they didn't get him in power, because they're still growing, and I think that if the Amish, like the reactionary or like the rightoid version of American Christianity, even if it's like German, whatever, then probably Mormonism is the more left-wing stuff. Mormonism is like media control, it's all like kind of all this like internal intellectual stuff, right? The book. But the Amish are more like, oh, this is physical. So the Amish are going to use drones while the Mormons are going to sick hipsters on them. While the Amish are battering down the Mormon universities with giant tractors, the Mormons are going to, make sure that the tractors get like their license revoked or something, and then the police comes to arrest them, or the tractor shut down, something like that. Or they're gonna like put drugs in their food.
Raw milk.
Yeah. They're going. Well, obviously they're banning raw milk, but actually it's kind of interesting. What if you could go and see like, well, what is the Mormon position on raw milk? Would it be different from the Amish? Kind of interesting. So yeah, let's go 4. Let's let them protest. No.
Let them protest, Captain. Yes, Your Majesty. He cast an intimidating glare at the protesters as we passed them. I turned back toward the crowd. They were still applauding me. Conduct their applause.
A police clap.
We'll wave.
Yeah.
Gave them a royal wave. The The shouts of admiration resonated even louder from my subjects. A welcoming smile spread across the Grand Wiseman's face as he came down the stairs. You can take this one.
Yeah. Welcome. Oh no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do super Japanese for him. Doesn't matter that he's like, oh, welcome, Your Majesty. We are greatly honored to have you here for this momentous occasion. I look forward to serving you just as I served your father. Same.
Shall honor this day with the dignity and respect this sacred tradition deserves. I'll just play this game.
Oh, it fills my heart with joy to hear it. I shall do my best to provide you with both personal and state guidance on religion.
Thank you, Grand Wiseman. I aspire to fulfill God's will here on earth, just as you have done.
Your best. Only the weak one about doing the best.
This guy has a lot of interesting suggestions for
I don't know. You know, there is value in like a schizo playthrough where just like we pick the answer that makes the least sense. Interesting how fast we would lose.
Yeah. That's the only way to win.
It's just the crazy prince.
No one can predict you.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will just like hide and cower. Oh, I have no doubt. The 6 stars of Saint Rukek still shine upon our nation. Come, let us step inside. We have much to discuss.
We began heading toward the entrance. However, I didn't get very far before my attention was drawn to a commotion from behind. As I turned to look, a throng of people surged against my security guards. Amidst the commotion, one managed to slip from the grass and dash towards me with frightening speed. Stand your ground.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to be seen as a coward, so I stood my ground as the man approached. Titus, without missing a beat, caught the man by the arm and threw him to the ground. Other guards approached and Titus held him down. The surprised visitor was shouting something, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. We'll take it from here, Your Majesty.
No, what do you mean misjudged him?
Yeah, I know. We thought he was a pussy or something?
Like, I mean, I don't know. It's weird you can't, like, I don't know, embrace him or start, like, praying over him or something.
Or tell him to, like, you know.
I mean, I guess we'll just say well done.
Yeah. Well done, Captain. Take him away. With pleasure. With a nod from Captain Gordian. I know his last name is Gordian.
Accordion.
Gordian not. Two of his guardsmen lifted the man to his feet and escorted him
he just picks up this guy and ties him into a Gordian knot with like horrifying, just cracking of bones, like screams. just in a couple of seconds, just starts. Yeah, people just start vomiting, like in the crowd. The priest fades. You're like, oh my god, what have you done?
Sal and I continued toward the Arch Sanctuary's entrance.
I humbly apologize for your interruption, Your Majesty. Let's see. Oh, it's interesting. Who is he? Oh, let's go. Let's go for 4. Quite the daredevil, that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite the daredevil, that man. I'm inclined to know his motivation.
Oh, he was a dirty and Golcondist. I'd say his motivation was career. I mean, let's see. That's cringe, but
What would a dirty...
it's kind of interesting. Well, we know what he does. He just probably like lives there.
I didn't know dirtiest fundamentalism had gotten this out of control. That's what's going on here, Sal.
Alas, our dirty brothers have strayed far from God's path.
He paused with his hand on the door.
There was a time when Gorokondists prayed here in such small numbers that their presence was tolerated. But the more Dirgians came to Rizia, the more they overwhelmed the sacred sanctuaries of Puravo, Benyavon, and Jares with their blasphemous version of worship. Oh, this one's pretty. This one's like what we're doing, right?
Could we not build cultist sanctuaries to pacify?
They aim to trace the footsteps of Ruhek's disciples through what is now Merkaba, which necessitates visiting their final resting places. But our sanctuaries are places of peace. They are not for those who exert violence.
He made a face.
Among other Paruvarsansa. As you remember, they think that homo love is better than the, like normal stuff. The Golcondists, yeah. Yeah, they kind of exalt the homosexuality. Which is kind of weird. That's why they don't really reproduce. There's not that many of them.
Is it sexual love between men, or is it like just like a non-intimate?
No, let's see.
Oh, I can't remember. I didn't think it was like really like a graphic.
Golcondism. We got so yeah. It's kind of interesting. So they refrain from sexual relationships, but they are the only nearest religion that explicitly promotes the acceptance of homosexuality. Love between men, in particular, is seen as more sacred than the earthly bonds between men and women.
These people are very.
It's
the Baptist sect, yes.
The what?
Marshall, the Baptist. Discipline.
Yeah, they were running after you because they saw that you have violated the sacred repeats protocols. In fact, Titus is actually secretly part of the Golcondism. It's like, we're gonna have the final showdown. You pointing at his hairline. You're like, I know you're one of them, motherfucker. And he actually strips off like some of his skin in the front of his forehead, revealing that he has a full 100% intact hairline. He's like, yeah. I'm part of them, You go fucking gay sex. He pulls out a big, like a little JPEG of a lion roaring and in the background there's the Israel flag. He's like, go Netanyahu. You're like, who the fuck is Netanyahu? What is Israel?
Checkmate. Alright, I accompanied Sal into the arch sanctuary. Titus and one of his men stood guarded the entrance. I may have skipped one of your lines there, but...
No, skip.
Oh, well. Our footsteps echoed throughout the massive empty chamber as we made our way down the main aisle that separated the hall in two. I was surrounded by ornate wall murals of religious scene depictions, leaving no surface bare. Nearby statues seemed to watch me as I
Hmm. These are very funny. Yeah, essentially being a lot bigger.
I'll just keep kissing this guy's ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this prince never fails to impress.
Oh, indeed, it does. I have been here more times than I can remember, and still get choked up sometimes. It's only fitting that to such a monument be built atop the final resting place of Rizia's most revered disciple, Kairos the Devout. Oh, single-handedly credited for spreading the teachings of Saint Ruhek throughout our part of the Varda. Now let's get down to business, brother.
Yes, yes. I'm not here for a history lesson. Let's get down to business.
If you insist.
We stopped when we'd reached the chancel where the altar stood. Sal gestured over our heads to the second floor gallery overlooking the hall. Part of it had collapsed, and the rest had been roped off.
Oh. Oh, someone like broke something. Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's what the Golcondas did. Another funny option here to say the disheveled look gives the place character.
This was pretty good. And he's like, but that's sucking up too much. You know, he'd be like, huh.
Yeah. Looks to have seen better days.
That's putting it mildly. A large group of Gorgondists came here on one of their holy pilgrimages several years ago. An argument with the rocker Ruheshist worshippers led to an altercation. Those beasts, fucking shit. Oh, let's see.
And why has it not been fixed then? Or...
Oh, that's kind of interesting. That's the only reason for a blasphemy law.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only reason for blasphemy law?
It was the feather that tipped the scale, so to speak. Oh.
Sal began the pace around the altar.
Rizia's religious climate is at a crossroads, Your Majesty. From providing for the impoverished to expanding educational opportunities, our faith-based institutions are a central part of everyday life. The fabric that binds our society together, all under the umbrella of our state religion, Ruhashism. That three is pretty good. Pacifying the populace. No, not really. Yeah, that's the, like, Jordan Peterson has a very good line about this, the opium, the people. You know, like, he may be, like, really bad right now, like, really senile, but...
Yeah, we forgive him, though.
Yeah, he has a few of his Bible lectures that are really good, from, like, 1 to, I think, 4 or 5 or something, like, the original ones, really good. And he's got he has the whole refutation pretty quickly, actually, about the opium of the people, where he brings up that like, well, this is a post-apocalyptic work, and that kind of like, God is not happy. He's not pacifying the populace. People don't go to church like, oh, it's just like peace, or just to think of, oh, well, in the next life, everything's going to be all right, and the kind of like the status quo will get what's coming to them, because there is no next life. And of course, he brings up the flood and how, like, well, anything that would just be opium for the people would not have a punishing God, or as as he says in the Old Testament, that I am a jealous God, it doesn't work. I mean, he still approaches it from a Spinoza or a Jung point of view. Where he says that kind of all of these things that are written down are not literal, but then he kind of goes forward and he has to like admit that despite him saying that they're not literal, by his own logic, they still work in literal ways, as in we literally perceive them like that, because it's all myths, and myths are kind of unchanging. These kind of foundational myths, the hero with 1,000 faces, and so they might as well be literal. And so at that point, there is no difference between it. And so then he has to force to admit that if he went back to Golgotha, he would literally see Christ being crucified. But then he doesn't like draw kind of further. He doesn't come up to the point that like, oh well, democracy, like that has nothing to do with myths, like foundational myths. What are they called? Like the archetypes, right? And so which are the correct archetypes? And so then he just he starts taking, what is it? It's not opiates, it's barbiturates.
Benzos.
And he gets hopelessly addicted, and then he goes to Russia to be put into. He gets placed into a medical coma, and I think he might suffer like brain damage or something. But
I don't think he never really came back from that.
It was bad. But
I thought your joke was. I thought it was gonna be a joke about his drug addiction when you're gonna relate him to the masses.
But and then his daughter. His daughter is very weird. He has a very interesting. He's like. I think it's like a lecture where it's called a lecture, right? Or a lesson.
Yeah.
Where he talks about his daughter and how she had to have the implant of the thigh bone. What is it called?
Maybe not the tibia, but the femur.
Femur, yeah. She had to have her femur removed and then swapped with an implant at a very young age, at like 9 or something, because it was rotting. It was really bad, and she was like fucking with Andrew Tate and whatever. She made this book. She wrote this book about their meat diet, which was basically what happened before he went on barbiturates, something like that. But besides like all that work, his most kind of esoteric work that is to this day very, very unread, because it is kind of impenetrable but kind of also not, and it's like a proper mystical work and a scientific work, which is the Maps of Meaning. Have you read it?
No, I didn't.
Well, there are entire kind of chapters where he just talks about his dreams, and it's really interesting stuff. There's kind of like Jewish archetypes of the grandmother and getting lost in her pubic hairs. And there's like his.
That's where he is right now.
Yeah, this very strange, and especially like the nuclear bomb, and then he talks about the kind of the brain structure, and it's almost like the geotrauma stuff in spinal catastrophism. It actually kind of maps really well onto that book, and it's long, and this was written in the 90s. He published it, and I think it was even read. Like people, I don't know if made dissertations on it, because like, do you remember what Jordan Peterson's kind of big cause to fame was?
When he first went viral?
Well, no, not just he went viral, but like in academy, like why he, why he went where he did, why he became a teacher, professor. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what. I just knew he was like a Jungian psychologist.
not just Jungian psychologist, but he was an evolutionary behavioral psychologist, and he made a highly cited paper about curing alcoholism.
Oh,
With like exposure therapy, but basically it was about alcoholism, and it was pretty serious. Like, you can, to this day, you can see quite a few citations on it. I think it's like 40, 50 citations or something. That was his, and then obviously slowly he started posting his stuff. This was early 2000s too. Started
yeah.
posting his lectures on YouTube, and then obviously 2000 and what 15, 16, all that stuff happened with the pronouns and whatever. Um, but yeah, it's a whole journey. I bet someone in the future is going to make like a small kind of mini documentary about kind of the a positive mini documentary of like, well, is there anything like kind of truly groundbreaking there with Jordan Peterson? Has he ever been popular, or like not just popular, but like have his ideas ever been fresh and like integratable, like puzzle pieces locking into place for like things that you don't know yet. And I think yes, even though there is a documentary about him going kind of nuts and showing that he's like an academic stooge, and that, but you have to understand that for a lot of people like this, because he's been in academia all of his life, uh, and he came from pretty harsh fucking environment. I mean, he was born in the deep north in Canada, like in a place that has 6 months of night and 6 months of, day. When he talks about his childhood, it's pretty. It's like harsh. Like, even though I'm not sure like about his parents or whatever, but it was just like harsh nature, you know. And
Yeah, I think he grew up in northern Alberta or something like that.
he says that his childhood was like the movie Fubar. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I haven't.
But yeah, this, oh man, I still remember that stuff from like almost 10 years ago now. Still remember all of his lectures. They were kind of important to me. But
No, those Bible lectures were great, man. They helped me a lot as a young man.
oh,
Just to get my shit together.
mm,
Even at the simple level, but also the more, made me want to start studying philosophy. It was just very inspiring in general.
yeah, it was.
Way of looking at the world that no one had ever even whispered to me about.
I
Never
thought,
even heard of when I
because.
first encountered it.
Mm. Well, when he says that, like, well, when you read the Bible, you're reading the manual to how the world works, and that kind of made me understand that, yeah, like a lot of stuff just kind of shows you cause and effect. It shows you, well, if you do this, this is what will happen, and then suddenly it's something clicked, and then obviously, like, as time went on, and I think the second book that was kind of influential, that showed that, like, well, it doesn't matter if it's like abstract, because we perceive it as literal, and well, then it becomes literal, was probably, which is weird, but it was Pelevin's, which is the Russian postmodernist writer, Pelevin's
Hmm.
Art of Soft Touches, um, which just, it's a really good book. It's very funny. But it really touches on something important. It's still not translated into English, but it's long. It's like It's like, I don't know, it's like 800 pages or something. And it's about this guy that causes a nuclear war with tweets. He goes through like all the ancient religions, and he searches for the gargoyles, the kind of the passage of information into reality. And then there's like the noosphere is very present there, that like you have these special messages that will change the world, that he types, and he passes through Twitter and 4chan and all that stuff. It's yeah,
Is
one.
it in English?
No, it's not translated, unfortunately. Art of Light Touches. It should be translated, honestly. Like, if I might just load the PDF into DeepL and like auto translate it, but there are a lot of a lot of jargon. And obviously, when he goes through the words, he like explains the words, and I don't know how the translator will do it. But I might translate the first short story that they put out, because it's very cool. It's about these guys that are going up the mountain to see sort of an ancient icon of Baal, and they get a guide, and it's perfect. It's not long. It's not too long, and you kind of know what's gonna happen in the beginning, but it's still, he packs so much. Like Pelevin packs so much into this short. He's really good at short stories. By the way, this really really good one, and he's considered to be kind of a libshit writer in Russia, as in like all the the libtards in Russia read him and they voice his audiobooks, but he's really reactionary. Like, he's not at all kind to any sort of like modern ways of thinking or whatever. And really a lot of people like him for his feminism, but it's not like a feminism which is like, oh well, I want to do whatever I want, and it's not feminism like let's kill everyone, and it's not feminism of let's return to amoeba, like the cyberpunk feminism, the woman that came out of Nick Land's
Yeah, like Sadie Plant.
Sadie Plant, exactly, which is like, oh yeah, we're like,
Back
once
to fluid. More or
back to
less.
fluid, yeah. It's not like that. It's like more religious, and he has a whole like Sol Invictus, where this woman kind of connects to the to the space vagina, to the collective of space vaginas, and she uses kind of like magic to seduce women, but she's ugly, and there's like Buddhism mixed with kind of modern cyberpunk aesthetics. Yeah, and it's unbearable. Like, but
I
my
wonder if people would pay for a Substack where you translate this.
oh, it's tough. I mean, like the whole books is just in jargon and Russian stuff, so it's a serious translation job.
That'd be a
Um,
full-time job.
yeah, it's kind of, and it's he has quite a few books that are translated. Obviously, the Clay Machine Gun. Uh, is his one of his first big ones. Then there's also Snuff, which is, I think, his best, most. Um, it's basically his best written book. He doesn't. Maybe it's not as philosophical as esoteric as the other ones. As in, it doesn't tell anything like anything, I don't know, earth shattering. It is like kind of like modern. It's like post apocalyptic. It's kind of Hollywoody. It's action packed. It's funny. There's like, I don't know. At some point, they fight this imaginary war. Kind of the troglodytes of the population. The fight with teenage turtle mutant ninja turtles. And like Dracula comes out on the field of battle, the vampires start swarming from the pits, and there's like robots, and the main guy is this like gooner, like this fat gooner that has a robot wife, but he also works as this cameraman in this like flying Henelora, I think it's called, and it looks like the Half-Life 2 cameras.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of films these battles that he then sells to the troglodytes. But then the troglodytes, they go up into one of the surviving kind of aristocrat cities. And all of this is like, you have the story of the two trogs that become this romantic story for the TV. And you don't know whether like you're watching this or like this thing's watching you. You don't know who is actually the client at some point. Is he really the client? And then the robot leaves him, and then he like unlocks it and it starts manipulating him because it like pulls at his nerves and like causes him to orgasm. Or like one of his best things is that they watch. So like the biggest enjoyment for the upper class is to watch CP, cheese pizza, but but it's not actually CP. It's kind of crazy. So they watch a video of people reacting to watching CP, but the people who are watching, in the video, they're not actually reacting to real CP. They're reacting to people watching that, so on and so on. So they're looking at their face and they're kind of imagining it, right?
Black guy reacts to lolly first time.
Kind of like that, and it's all written in this kind of high tier Russian with words that he invents. He's a very good writer, and this is translated into English, and you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy Snuff on Amazon. It's very, very good.
All right. This has been
a
heavyweight of a tangent.
But that's what people watch this stuff for. So like obviously the game is cool, but the game is it's a transport, right? It's a bus, it's a train, it gets us somewhere.
Absolutely.
So
okay. Oh, where are we here? As it should be. I know I'd be lost without racism to show me the way.
As would I, your majesty. But our religious unity has begun to splinter in recent years. Apart from the Gorokongists, we have seen a rising dust-neurist minority due to the growing numbers of migrants from Velen and Ramberg.
Dust-neurity was the other main branch of the nearest religion, observed in most countries to our north. Lena had been a follower, but converted to Ruhisism and joining the Rizian royal family. Who is Lena?
A wife. Dead wife.
Okay. A sacrifice, but one she gladly made in order to be with.
I would never counsel this country to turn away people in need, your majesty. But I do worry that our Ruhishist values are in danger of becoming derooted. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, we could just be like racist. The physics. And suffering during the Civil War. As long as you're a Grand Viceman. Nah, we don't care, We are the Grand Viceman. We're the head. We're like above him. So it's all about us. The Kolkonjs. I mean, we haven't heard of any terrorist attacks from the Kolkonjists, and we don't know why that guy ran out. Maybe he just,
they seem to freak out.
Maybe he wanted to like hug us or something,
Yeah, maybe he thought we were very handsome.
Exactly. He was attracted to us. She was attracted to our bald head.
The striking eyes. Anyways, as long as you're a Grand Wiseman, I'm sure those values will.
That seems like a non-answer. I think he'll be angry.
Alright,
maybe we should be the four, just say nothing, basically, like the Veziks.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe Yeah, okay, let's go for this one.
The Veziks endured immense suffering during the Civil War, and I wouldn't deny them the right to find solace in their religion.
No, certainly not. Oh, there is one decision that must be made right away regarding Rizia's religious plurality.
He stopped pacing and looked at me.
I recently received an urgent request from the Archpriest of Celebes that the city's Dastnur sanctuary has long been insufficient to serve worshippers' need, and his requests that a new one be constructed.
Let's see. And here it becomes. Here is the kind of
Here's
big
our move.
thing. Here's our move, right? The
Alright,
the sanctuaries as Rufisists. We're gonna bundle
can they
them.
worship in the same sanctuaries as Ruhicists?
I'm afraid that would cause quite a bit of tension between the two religious groups.
Well, they're gonna have to work together. We're going to unite the church once again.
Opting for a different building to accommodate Dastnurs would be a safer choice. I would advise you to support the construction of a new Dastnurist house of worship, as long as it does not take resources away from the restoration of this very large sanctuary.
Maybe we won't even restore it. Maybe we won't restore it because then it's like a sign of something. Like whatever happened. Like yeah, it's destroyed, but like I guess we're just gonna have to learn to live with this. We're gonna have to, we'll have an imaginary structuring, like a real one, but in our heads.
I petition your father to allocate state funds to return Bravo to its former grandeur. However, he was too preoccupied with other matters to sign the order.
Yeah. What do you mean, like church and state? You don't even have a state. You are the state, man. You are both the church and the state. Let's see. Waste of money.
Maybe he didn't think Plavo was worth saving.
Yeah, let's see.
I doubt that, your majesty. Your father was very devout, especially at the end of his life.
Let's see. Oh, number 3 is pretty good. Because we can just like ask him, and then we're not gonna fund either of them. Not because we want the church to die, because we want them to make peace with each other.
Yes. If I could only fund one of these, which should I choose?
Why, bravo, of course! But you ought to consider both. If only to keep Brenna Vezhek's population placated.
Brenna's is... Are they rebellious? I don't think so, right? They just happen to have the communist family that is their dukedom.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Duke, and the Duke's gonna have to deal with this bullshit. Alright? He's gonna deal with the vision.
Sal closed his eyes, tilted his head up slightly, and waited my response.
Let's see. Oh, 3's so funny. Look at this one. Yeah, it's just like, nah. We're not funding anything. We're not funding this because like you're gonna have to deal with it. You're too old, man. You gotta go out there. You're gonna like you have to. Oh, with the council. They have to have the Nicene Council, and they have to get all of them together. And they have to decide what they believe. Actually, they have to have like a structured kind of long ass debate of which they have one winner. They all agree on like a central key, and then they can like split, and they're gonna split. Someone gonna like teach something else in the church or whatever, but they're not going to cause crazy stuff to happen to this country, right? They're all gonna be behind me. I'm gonna be the king of all of those religions. I'm gonna be Gilcondist. I'm gonna be a Ruhicist. Oh, we're going to say, well, this is like I'm I'm the messenger, and then you guys interpret that stuff, and then you can have your little cults.
Yeah. So you think? What does he want this money for? To repair that broken balcony?
Yeah, he wants to like repair it, but it's like, well, we don't need to repair it. It's happened. This is a, then you're just saying, oh, this doesn't exist. Like just have it like a place.
Yeah, are they a threat to us? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I mean, we saw like a small protest. We saw a guy like run up to you, but
or just like keeping this church in line with us.
Yeah.
I don't remember them like being very rebellious or anything like that.
The
rival state was funding them. I don't remember anything like that. So, no, I don't believe it's in the Crown's interest to fund either project. The Grand Wiseman let out a sigh. He was obviously disappointed by
the sigh. So be it. Which brings me to the main reason for your visitation, the consecration of the king ceremony.
Sal spread his arms wide open.
With great honor, I shall read you as you step across the threshold and unite with the divine. If you follow me, we can begin.
He motioned toward a stone archway leading out of the chamber. I followed the Grand Wiseman down a long corridor. He eventually reached an imposing iron door. Behind it was a descending spiral staircase illuminated by torches mounted on the walls.
The torture. Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's so horrible. We have to pick it. This is
I can't resist.
I hope this is not instant death. He just throws you. He eats you down the stairway.
Is that where you keep the torch chamber?
Oh, most amusing. If it's a torture you want, the soprano section of the Ruckus' Tabernacle Choir will do the trick. This way, your majesty.
I continued after him as he went down the stairs, which seemed to go on forever. Before long, we'd reached the bottom, where I was greeted by a wall of human bones that were stacked from top to bottom.
What the hell?
In an adjacent room, there were several tombs, each adorned with intricate decorations.
Welcome to the catacombs.
Oh, gosh. Wow. That's what I would say in real life. Oh, wow. Maybe I'm not very good.
Impressive, I'd say.
Yes. Impressive, to say the least.
Indeed, it is. As for the tomb's tenants, they're mostly wealthy noblemen, and their families alongside other well-to-do individuals throughout the centuries. Actually, but let's hear. Maybe he'll tell us about.
I'd love to hear more about them.
We shouldn't delay the ceremony much longer. But very well. Who would you like to know about? And you were just gonna point at the bones, like pick some. Yeah, third tomb.
Third tomb.
Decorated.
Decorated in gold. I would have considered it the most splendid of all, if not for the hole in the lid, through which I could catch a glimpse of the skeletal remains of them.
Here lies Bredus Azaro, the first Duke of Monteclar. All members of the royal house of Azaro are descended from him. The damage to his tomb was another casualty of the Gorkonda's pilgrims when a piece of the above ceiling came crashing down. So it's just the Gorkondas just like vandals. Maybe they are the what do you call it? The iconoclasts, right? Let's see for the second tomb.
They're energetic, to say the least. I gestured to the second tomb.
That would be Aurelia Itxaro.
If you remember your history, he was the famed industrialist of the 19th century, whose revolutionary mining equipment led to the Second Rizian Gold Rush. He single-handedly brought incomprehensible wealth to the kingdom overnight, granting us enduring power and influence. While he isn't of royal lineage, his legacy earned him a place amongst them. First home.
I gestured to the first.
Oh, that would be the tomb of Talerius Azaro. Not only was he the Earl of Havas, he was the most revered general during the War of Rizian Succession. Even though House Azaro ultimately lost the war, the general never lost a single battle. After the war, he established Camp Domus, Rizia's largest military base to this day.
Even though he fought against House Taurus, I still hold him in the highest respect.
It's like General Lee. Mas Roberts.
I'm ready to move on.
Very well. This way, Your Majesty.
As we made our way down the tunnel, the ceiling began to close in around us, and feelings of claustrophobia began to sink in. Just when it seemed like the tunnel would never end, we emerged into a vast cavern, also illuminated by torchlight. Several whisperers, lesser in rank than Sal, were waiting for us. At the heart of the room stood a circle of 6 columns, each bearing a single star delicately carved upon them. They were arranged around a marble sarcophagus. Oh, that's where I'm gonna go.
Big one. Oh no. Oh no. I think I know who this is.
That's his father.
I don't know. I think this is the Saint Ruhek.
Oh, of course.
Let's
Is
see.
that who I think it is?
Indeed. Oh no, it's Your Majesty. This is the tomb of Kairos the Devout. Rare are those who have set foot here. Count yourself among the blessed few.
Kalis the Devout's effigy became more apparent as I approached. Sal placed his torch into a nearby sconce as one of the other wise men, carrying a silver tray, approached us. On it was a golden chalice, a clay jug filled with oil, a sponge, and what appeared to be a bottle of wine.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no! Where's that wine?
Oh! He rubs his hands. Oh! Let us begin. Please remove your kuros and stand on the royal seal. Let's go.
I am ready.
Oh, yes. Huh?
Following the Grand Wiseman's instructions, I joined him in reciting verses from the sacred scripture. Having memorized them years ago, I recited them in unison. When my garments were completely removed, Sal proceeded to anoint me, dipping a sponge into the fragrant oil and gently applying it all over my body. After my flesh was fully coated, he set aside the jug and sponge, reaching for the chalice and bottle of wine. He then poured the wine into the chalice until it reached the brim.
Oh, it is well known that this is the final resting place of Kairos the Devout. But what most don't know is that this is where he performed his first miracle. Oh. We're not going to do Reddit. I know that the horrible.
Miracle? Did I hear you correctly?
He instantly becomes like a little boy, and with a little like a propeller hat, licking giant lollipop. Yes, the miracle of foresight. For upon feeding his stomach with the sacred wine, the very wine before you now, he was given the ability to prophesy the future.
He poured the wine into the chalice and held it high. Tommy needs drinking. About time I need a drink.
Only the most pious and reverent of men may drink from the sacred chalice, your majesty. That will not be you, at least not today. You see, once this wine is consumed, Calus the devout's gift of foresight shall, for a time, be bestowed upon the person who ingests it. I have spent the past weeks cloistered here, fasting and praying, in order to transform myself into a vessel for his visions.
He held up the chalice once more, drank until the wine was gone. Setting it back down on the tray, he then stepped toward me and held out his hands. Take his hands.
Oh no.
I placed my hands on his.
Listen closely to my words, for the gift of sight comes in flashes.
He closed his eyes and began taking in long, deep breaths. Leave eyes open. I kept my eyes open, waiting to see what would happen next. We stood there in silence for what felt like an eternity. I wasn't sure what to expect. But then suddenly, his body began to tremble, and his hands took a firm grip in mine. I couldn't let go even if I wanted.
I see a crown. It's ascending into the sky, rising high above the surrounding countryside.
Whose crown?
Oh, please don't interrupt, Your Majesty. And on the crown is a fracture. On the golden band. The higher it journeys upward, the larger the crack gets. Whether or not it can be mended is uncertain.
Thought we're not supposed to interrupt. Alright.
The visions are possible outcomes of what would come to pass. They are not set in stone.
Will my hairline grow back?
His pipe falls out of his mouth. But he catches it with his dick.
Yeah.
but it slips again because he's oiled up.
I'll tell him. Go on.
I now see soldiers many soldiers, war, and death. So much death.
And the victor?
I cannot tear. I cannot tear.
War with whom?
A most vicious foe. More than that, I cannot say.
Whose soldiers? The ours.
One of the armies. Yes. Their uniforms carry the royal seal.
Continue to listen closely to his words.
I now see two individuals. They are embraced in each other's arms. Robbers. They are surrounded by people, both for and against their union.
Am I one of them?
One of them
Oh,
is of your blood.
union as in marriage?
Oh, arrangement.
Lovers. Go on.
It's a forbidden love, one of disapproval.
This is fascinating. Tell me more.
Before me now, tuk-tuk, 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 is a heart. Oh, it's being stopped by a sword.
Death of a lover, perhaps.
Perhaps. Now I behold an endless sea of people stretching as far as the eye can see. Oh, they are marching toward the royal palace. In joy or anger, I cannot say for sure. Above them are birds, tens of thousands of them, so thick they blacken the sky. They are migrating from distant lands and making their nests in ours. Three's good.
Three's good. It sounds to me like they represent literal birds. He smiled and let out a soft laugh.
Aram, I see a charming little lamb. Once separated from its flock by a great wolf, it now reunites with them.
It clearly speaks of Zeal's return.
Oh, and on a nearby mountain, overlooking the city, sits a beast with 3 heads. Each head is fighting with the other. They must be brought under control, either through taming or severing one or more heads, or all three will surely die.
Oh, it's absolutely it's three's funny. Three's funny. Let's see.
Oh.
Two's good.
You know,
Two's good.
I want to have like a
Hmm?
territory, like aggressive regime where we kind of try and get some new lands. So I like two. As
Hmm.
it stands, Rizian lands are ruled under three different flags: Welland, the Grand Duchy of Palace, and our own. That could be the meaning.
It's very, very good.
I felt Sal loosen his hold of me, letting go. I opened my eyes and looked at him curiously until he finally spoke.
The visions have stopped, thus concluding the ceremony.
I think I understand.
Good. For it's now up to you to decipher the meaning. That's the gift and the curse that comes with the divine right of the king.
After a long moment, during which he seemed to be still recovering, he spoke again.
Oh, my hairline. Surely now you feel it, your majesty. The veer of the divine coursing through your veins. Oh, it is your responsibility to carry out what he has ordained. And it is mine to aid you in your holy duty.
And 4 is just like you can just answer like the most, just
Like
like Beavis and Butthead. It's you.
I like number one.
Although, man, four is pretty serious. Like, after all of this, you're just standing, because you're still naked. You're still anointed with oil. Just standing there, like,
I got naked for that.
fully engorged. Your pipe has slipped off your dick and, like, catapulted itself into the furthest, pile of bones. You're gonna go searching through it. Where's my pipe? Where's my pipe? Okay, let's go on.
It is a heavy burden, Grand Wiseman, but I accept it.
Halaita.
I nodded in agreement at the ancient Ruhus's term. It was short for Deshenzi Halaita Faradan. It is said, so it is, and so it will be. Whoa. What if the Grand Wiseman priest handed him a wooden case?
In honor of this momentous day, I would like to bestow upon you one of the most sacred relics of our faith.
He opened the case to reveal an intricately decorated scepter.
Saint Dust's scepter. According to legend, Master Artisan Dorian Exeberia had a vivid dream in which Saint Dust appeared, urging him to create the scepter to encapsulate the pillars of purity. Driven by this divine vision, Dorian meticulously designed and forged the scepter, believing it to be his sacred duty to honor the saint's legacy. And now I give it to you. Take, grab, give me, snatch the scepter. It's like the what's the Frodo, Gimli, or no, not Gimli, Bilbo.
Gollum?
Bilbo, no, when Bilbo, when he goes to the ring. Yeah. Just one more time. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
3 just kind of meh answers here.
Mm.
Alright. Receiving such a sacred artifact fills my heart with immense reverence. I just start mocking.
Yeah, just like, you know, why are you talking like that, man?
I put on my clothes and made my way back through the catacombs until I'd reached the surface. The events of today forever burned in my memory. Part of me questioned whether or not I'd experienced was real. If it was, did I accept the responsibility that came with my consecration? Did I really speak for the divine? Before long, I was back on the road again, back to reality. As the arch sanctuary of Plavo faded from view, and my mind began to settle, I thought more about the visions and what they meant. And if they were real, what my next steps should be.
Oh, oh, wow.
Wow, we made it through that scene.
Incredibly difficult. I thought that, like, I really saw the visions, you know. That was,
Oh, I bet you did, man.
I tried my hardest, but it was worth it. It was worth it because more royal
Because now we have
degrees, for which we have no money. Oh, look at this stuff. Initial global energy sale. -1 energy +1 budget. Oh, we could look at this one. So we can actually get some money now. You see, we could get some money. We could spend energy for money. We could make a bunch of stuff here.
Oh, that's cool.
We could a lot of stuff, as you see.
Let's start. Oh, okay. Let's start at the top of the economy because we can raise some money here with
Okay,
taxes and
because we get inheritance tax. A horrible idea for everyone.
Mika Groper.
Yeah. Raise.
Wait, click on it. Let's just see.
Let's see. Let's RPP proposal. So, landscape of wealth distribution -4 authority. Wow. Yep. And it's +1 budget per turn. It's not immediate budget. No.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I thought you could go into debt, but apparently no. Apparently it's not like the main campaign.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
because
you're right.
it's like
Because we can't go into debt. We already saw
Yeah.
that. The experts.
next time we'll have 5, so we're still in the.
Income tax. Let's see here.
Let's see, remove income tax, which is actually kind of cool. Wow,
Minus-
-3 authority.
Damn.
It's funny though. Like, I mean, like medieval countries did not have income tax. Like, income tax is actually, like, even in America, it's like what, beginning of 20th century.
It was FDR's first term, I believe.
Yeah.
You'll never believe what ethnic put it forward and got it passed. You'll never guess.
I suspect, but I mean, to be honest, -3 authority. That's not -3 authority per turn, you know.
It's just
That's
temporary.
yeah. But it's -1 budget, but still, this doesn't look too terrible.
Same with the other
It'll
two.
probably make us really popular. He doesn't like it. He disapproves. But in general, this doesn't seem too bad. You know, he doesn't care. Obviously, he doesn't care. Like, if the treasury doesn't care about removing income tax, can you imagine? The treasury does not care if you remove income tax.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Doesn't this like look like a good idea? And you know why? Well, why? Why does the treasury not care about the remove income tax? Because we got gold, baby.
Gold, baby. Okay. I like this idea. This sounds fun.
Yeah, we'll kind of keep it on the back burner. We'll see what else
Let's
we
see
have.
the other taxes. Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Landowners tax. Yeah.
15 on tax on territories over 15 square kilometers, +3 budget, -4 authority.
Likely to kindle significant discontent. Well, yeah,
Yes.
this seems weird because like we're gonna have to pay landowners. Like Hugo would just burst into our office, say, What is this? What did you sign, man?" Like,
The treasury does like it.
The treasury likes it. Yeah.
No,
Let's see.
raise base income tax.
Yeah. So
-2 authority plus 2.
actually, everyone is like okay with it. What if we're gonna raise the income tax rate and we're gonna eliminate the income tax? Everybody's like, ha, fooled you. You know, in the morning, people are gonna like read the newspaper, like, oh, 10, 20%, and they're gonna go like and protest. And then, you know, once they're, you know, they're driving to this place, the radio is like, the king has removed income tax. They're like, and so they arrive to that place and they like protest for me, you know, or something like that. Shadow on public opinion. -2 authority still. That's a lot. You know? But let's see, welfare privatization. Which is something that everyone is like, okay, except for the Counselor of War.
Who's the RNC? Is that a party?
I wanna be the RNC. I wanna dance with Dan Bongino.
Let's do the nationalist.
Let's see what the RNC is.
Next button below, I think.
Yep, connections. Let's see, House of Delegates. Okay, yeah, here it is. Government RNCs. Yeah.
National Coalition.
1 second. Sorry. Party leaders? No. History, locations, factions? No. Governmental? No. Intergovernmental? No. MISC organizations? No. Political? Okay. Rizia National Coalition.
Party.
Colsey. Consortium of nobles as well as aristocrats, landowners, and high-ranking business people. Preserve the kingdom's stability and tradition. Tax and land rights. Favor upper-class economic interests. Okay, look at this. But it's still -3 authority. So, but +2 budget, which is instant budget, as you understand.
Instant budget, yes, not per turn.
Which was pretty good. We could,
Okay.
we'll see.
Keep it in mind. See what, signing it will allow us to do if it's
What is this? Look at this. This is -1 authority, -2 budget, -2 turn construction. What? Oh, okay. Construction 2 turns. Okay. Yeah, we could get it's like extra generators.
Energy storage. So this restore surplus energy generated, preventing shortages during high demand. Okay. Kind of boring. Got it.
Okay, we got the crane. Impose it. Yeah, look at them. Which is kind of crazy. Once again, this is something that the schizo playthrough will probably benefit from. Just making absolutely nonsensical decisions. Like, let's see what else we have. Small initial global energy or medium initial global energy sale, which is we could straight up sell our service energy, and everyone likes it pretty much, and we get instant budget. But of course, we don't know if we're gonna need it. Right?
Yeah.
We could get about $4. $4. we could get 4 budget as it stands. With everything. Let's see what else.
And then let's check the stuff like what could we build here. So we got gas fields.
Shpanam hydroelectric dam. Look at this stuff. We'll get +3 energy per turn on completion, but 4 turn construction. Just giant.
It's 5 budget, but it's 3 plus energy per turn. That's pretty good.
But -5 budget, like, but we might do it like next turn actually.
Yeah, it'll keep House Suzerain in line with us.
House Zon is
Is that girl? That's girly, I think. No, that's Azaro.
Let's see. Well, I'm actually not sure.
It's factions for sure.
Factions. Okay, yeah. Houses on. Brenas. It's the little guy.
Communist.
The commies.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, not too bad actually.
Okay.
They like it.
They would.
It's a heavy industrial camp. This is. Oh no, she hates it. But it's a park. Heavy industrial park. Gives us minus 2 energy per turn. But look at this, plus 500 military equipment.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Why doesn't she like it? That's weird.
Yeah, right? Why doesn't she like it?
Just because
It
it's
said
an
to
eats.
benefit relations with the Grand Duke of Isa. Is that her enemy or something? Yes.
Yeah.
That's a different house.
Yeah, doesn't like it. But well, that's another.
Isa's the city inside of Brennis that like a cousin runs or something, or like fascist cousin runs it.
Yeah, he likes it. Hugo Torres likes it. So, she doesn't like it. Let's see. Consumer industry park.
Ooh, a mall. Alright.
Just a giant Costco. Minus 1 energy per 10. Minus 2 budget. Minus 2 authority. Just kind of looks like some neoliberal shill stuff. Let's see.
And like offshore gas rigs.
Gas. Plus 2 energy per 10 on completion. And only minus 1 authority. This is actually great. Everyone likes it. Like the council. But I think we should like eliminate income tax, honestly.
Eliminate income tax, sell energy, and then build that.
Okay, let's see. Let's go.
Pull that off.
Let's go. Let's fucking do it. First of all, we're doing this 100%, right? Like this just seems funny. This seems cool. The only person who doesn't like is Hugo, but we're sending him to fucking Gitmo. We're sending him to Gitmo the first chance we get, baby. Let's go. Sign. Yes. Let's go. Wonderful. This is very funny. Everyone's gonna laugh their asses off. People are sitting there. They're like, ha ha ha. What the hell? What's happening? Then we got. Oh, we got. Ooh, we can't spend authority though. Oh, I think we have to save or something. But we can. However, if you remember, sell energy, get budget, right?
Okay. Do we need this energy to build the offshore gas fields?
Let's see. Let's see. So we need. So what do we need?
No, we don't need any energy to build it. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we can pull this off.
Let's go. Let's see. This is very funny. This is gonna be hilarious. Everyone's gonna laugh their asses off. Let's go. Minus 3 energy. Exactly. Pow. Everyone is with a.
We're short 1 budget. Fuck.
But I think we can do this by doing a very funny thing. We could. Horrible. Just the worst stuff. But we can build a Costco. Costco. No, it's not gonna be a Costco. It's gonna be Buc-ee's. We could do welfare, instant welfare privatization, minus 3 authority plus 2 budget, and then we build the. I forgot. Wanted to expand the.
I'm okay with it. We took income tax out, so we get the privatization.
Exactly. Let's go. This is absolutely like crazy town stuff. Everyone's gonna be like, we're walking into the office. We're like, I just signed like 5 things. I spent everything we had. In fact, the funniest thing is we have spent so much. We don't have any authority. We can't do anything. Because we're so.
Alright, is there anything we can do to get some authority?
Well, look, we got. No, we can't do anything. But we have a lot of money. We're sitting there. We got cash, baby. We got $4. We're just coming over there. Like. We just sold everything. Eliminate the income tax. Very, very funny. Everyone is like, what the fuck's happening? We just sold all of our electricity. No one has any power. We have no authority. We're just gonna get cooled the next turn.
Alright. Let's see.
Briefing on the current security situation. Which is.
No, brother.
I don't know. Do you want to continue this next time? Because I'm actually crushing out. It's 1:40.
No, let's end on the high note. We're doing great.
Yes,
so, sounds good to me.
We have completely. So we will have next turn, and next time we'll have some stuff, obviously. But for now, as it stands, we have gone on a shopping spree, but we have also gone on a selling spree. We have eliminated income tax. We have sold off all of our energy, and we have also privatized welfare. We got $4, so next time we're gonna have 8. We're gonna build a big, beautiful hydroelectric dam.
And offshore gas.
Offshore gas. We're going to be stabilizing our energy situation. And we're going to be ignoring military, pretty sure. Or not.
Shit.
We'll see, because maybe we'll have money, right?
Yeah, who knows with us. -2 per turn from power projection.
Yeah, but lost territorial integrity, because you remember, we're going to have it soon-ish. The Zill's going to be ours. Or something. It doesn't matter, because we have gone on we have been exercising absolute power. Baby, this is what Monarch does. This is what Durley Chad, the Great, the First, King of Rizia. He is beautiful. He is bold, and he is also bold, as in brave. He's got a pipe. He was just oiled. Today we had a revelation, and it was wonderful. Thank you so much, Hutch.
Thank you, Bobby. See you next time.
See you next time. See you next week, boys. Bye-bye.